In 1982, in the town of Dallas, Texas, lifestyles became easy for Steven Phillips. He worked as a mechanic, earning a sincere living, and shared a small, however happy domestic with his wife, Tracy, and their newborn son. He didn't want a whole lot from life, simply his work, his domestic, and his family. However, everything changed after one fateful nighttime when a metropolis was shaken by a string of violent sexual attacks and one brutal homicide. The victims described the attacker as a person in a hooded sweatshirt, face covered, and with piercing blue eyes. Police created a composite sketch that bore some resemblance to Steven, besides for one essential distinction. Steven's eyes had constantly been green. Nonetheless, one evening, without caution, police stormed into his domestic and arrested him on suspicion of being the attacker. In court docket, Steven's voice changed into drowned out. Victims identified him, his alibi from Tracy was dismissed, and prosecutors twisted circumstantial evidence against him. One improper eyewitness became all it took to destroy his life. He changed in his sentence to 30 years in prison. Then, in a good, crueler twist, police tied him to 9 greater instances. Fearing a life sentence if he fought them, Steven agreed to a guilty plea deal, questioning it might lessen his time behind bars. Instead, it trapped him in a prison mobile for the following 26 years. Lifestyles inside was slow and crushing. Steven counted the years via news clippings on the wall. He lived for the brief moments while Tracy visited, bringing pics of their son developing up. But every night time, when the prison grew silent, Steven whispered the equal prayer, God, carry the truth to light. In 2006, hope arrived while the Innocence Undertaking, a legal group devoted to overturning wrongful convictions, took on his case. They requested DNA checking out on antique crime scene evidence. The results have been clear. The DNA was no longer Steven's. It belonged to another man, Sidney Goodyear, a recognized serial sexual offender who had committed comparable crimes all through the equal term. Goodyear became already lifeless, but the forensic evidence pointed squarely to him. Regardless of this evidence, it took years to set Steven unfastened. In the end, in 2008, Dallas District Attorney Craig Watkins reopened the case. In a packed court, the judge examined the DNA reviews and stated, Mr. Phillips, you're innocent. Your convictions are vacated. You are unfastened ahead. After 26 long years, Steven stepped into the daylight, tears streaming down his face. Freedom was candy, but it got here with a bitter aftertaste. Nobody may want to give him lower back the many years he had lost. The kingdom provided him a $2 million lump sum and promised $11,000 a month for life. However, life outside wasn't the same. Tracy, who had once stood by means of him, had divorced him years in advance, and now she sought a share of his repayment. Steven changed and retired. He had gained back his call, but he had lost nearly the whole lot else: his youngsters, his marriage, and the hazard to watch his son grow up. Today, he works quietly in his garage, solving cars, speaking little. People who meet him see a person of dignity. However, in his eyes is the deep, unshakable weight of the years that have been stolen from him. His story stands as a haunting reminder that the justice system's errors can break a lifestyles, and that occasionally, the fact takes some distance too long to surface.